Hello televiewers, good evening and welcome to this edition of Prime Hour on My Media Prime. We are very sorry for the late start and also sorry for the technical fault we witnessed yesterday. We make machines at times, they decide to play fast on us and we are just helpless in the face of such situations. However, as I promised last time, we said that every Friday we are going to be talking empowerment financially. So today we are still going to be talking on this topic: is financial freedom possible in Cameroon? But we are going to be basing most of our discussions from this book by Mr. Teke Samuel, The Billionaire Mindset. Do you want to be a billionaire? You need this book. So we are going to be discussing this with members of the Tex Global Network, including Shep Academy. Two of them are already in the house. Miss Lornarica, call her Miss L, Miss Lee, Miss L.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Miss L. Good evening.
Okay. We are also in the company of Mr. Buji Leancine, who is the marketing director of the Shep Academy.
Tex Global.
Tex Global, okay. We're glad to have you.
My pleasure.
We are expecting Mr. Teke Samuel, who is the brain behind this venture. He is on his way caught in traffic. We hope he joins us very fast so that we can start our move our discussion forward. I'll start with you, Miss L. I don't know why I call you Miss Lee. Miss L. The question is very, very intriguing. Is financial freedom possible in Cameroon? Is it possible?
Yes, financial freedom it's very possible in Cameroon. As for my own definition of financial freedom, it's all about your ability to act, to think, or to do things in a manner, in a way that can be able to attract wealth. So I know that it's actually very possible in this Cameroon. It's very possible for people to be financially free in this country. It's possible to get them to a point where they can be able to act in terms of, or in ways that can be able to attract wealth. It's possible for them to be triggered in such a way that they can do things, they can say things, they can think of things that can be able to attract wealth towards their direction. So it's very possible for us to be financially free in this country. I know it has been a call for concern for a while now, for years now, and I believe it's just between 2020 that the word financial freedom started circulating in the country. Before now, people had not known so much about the word financial freedom, and up to date, some people are still asking themselves that, what is this financial freedom all about? That's why I earlier mentioned that, as per my definition, it's all about you being able to act or think or say things that can be able to attract wealth towards your direction. So it's very possible for everyone, from the young to the old, the elderly, it's very possible for everyone to be able to attain financial freedom here in Cameroon.
Okay. Is it possible?
It's very possible.
Are there people who are financially free in Cameroon?
Yes, there are people who are financially free in Cameroon. If you can look at people like Alhaji Dampolo, he's Fosso Victor. There are people who have actually taught us that you can be financially free in Cameroon. But to be financially free, what does that really mean? Yeah. To be financially free means that you're able to do things without definitely straining you don't strain yourself to meet up your financial needs. Like if they just call you that your family or someone needs 100,000 francs, how would you react to it? But for somebody who is not financially free, they start crying. You tell you about a problem, and you're not actually crying because of the problem, but you're crying on how will you actually have a means to solve this problem. You are told that your mother is sick, and you start crying that Mama has killed me, not actually the situation that she's facing. Now, to be financially free in Cameroon, it is very possible. Why? Cameroon has a lot of problems. And a community that has a lot of problems, if you can offer solutions to these problems, then definitely you will be on your way to financial freedom. We have a lot of problems in this country, starting from you on the streets. You see a shoe mender, for instance. You can actually take care of people's shoes if they're bad, and if you can maintain that, definitely you will make a lot of money. I saw an image that touched me a few days ago on the internet, where you have two people begging. One person puts a scale and people actually take their weight and chip in 50 francs or 100 francs. The other person is just begging. And it so happened that this person was teaching the one who was begging how to actually make money. So he put the scale there, made a lot of money. People are coming and bypassing. The two of them are actually begging. But one has a solution to people's problems. So he made a lot of money and kept the scale with the man and left. So that is the way to become financially free. You need to identify a problem, solve that problem. So that is the only way we can become financially free.
Because I was going to ask that, is it really feasible, given that the atmosphere, economic climate in Cameroon is pretty difficult? How do you move yourself through these difficulties to emerge as a financially free person? You need to be smart.
Okay, we have to start by understanding that we should have a mindset that sees possibilities in everything, in every situation. Because this same crisis that we are complaining about, there are so many people who have made money out of this crisis. Take for instance that COVID-19 comes up, and in less than no time, people are making money out of face masks and hand sanitizers. So it's not really about the crisis. It's just that I think people don't really know the whereabouts of money. A lot of people feel that money is found in banks and all the like. I think somewhere in the billionaire mindset, Mr. Teke mentioned something like this about the whereabouts of money and on how people who are not willing to get freedom, or who are struggling to be financially free, are confused about the whereabouts of money. So if we can be able to see a possibility in every situation, then it means even the crisis will not be a problem to us, because it is in this crisis that people, it's more of the problem, like what Mr. Buji is saying. It's a problem. So anyone who is wise will see through this problem and be able to figure out a solution. And even in that crisis, now when there's a crisis going on in any community, there are still people who are willing to exchange a solution with finances. There are still people who are willing to pay money to be able to get what they want in that same crisis. So your own duty is just to be able to identify where you can be able to identify a problem and then see how you can be able to provide the solution. So it's very possible to financially free in the country. The crisis is not hindering anybody. I said a joke one time to my father in the house, and I said, COVID-19 affected everybody. You go to the market, you want to buy tomatoes. The woman who selling tomatoes will tell you, COVID-19. And prices are high. And you're asking what's really the relationship between COVID-19 and tomatoes that are being cultivated in the farm. So the crisis has nothing to do with how financially free you can become. Instead, it has a way it pushes you, because whenever you are in a position where there is discomfort, it's a time that you are willing to step out to break the status quo and be able to see how you can gain access. You know, man naturally does not like to be enslaved. So if you want to bring out the best in any person, put them in a situation of discomfort, then you will see how they can. You see how something fresh comes out from them. So the crisis cannot really be a problem to our
it cannot be a hindrance to it. Let's go through the billionaires' mindset in relation to the topic that you have on your screens. The billionaire mindset, they say it starts with the mindset.
Yes.
That is the thought, and there is this quote that rich people think big, poor people think small.
Yeah.
The quality of your life's result is a print out of your predominant thoughts.
Yes.
Definitely your predominant thoughts. What do you think about most of the time? So let me take this scenario. Donald Trump became bankrupt in life. But one thing is sure, that when he lost everything, he did not lose his billionaire mindset. We're not talking about his millionaire mindset. He did not lose his billionaire mindset. That's why Donald Trump could never become anything in life less than a billionaire. He could not settle for a millionaire. So it is not about your where you are. It is not about the environment, but your mindset. What do you think? Do you think about possibilities? Because you realize that we are in a society where we look at rich people as the antichrist. Rich people are wicked. I remember when you go through the billionaire mindset, you actually get those things actually format you from the old way of thinking. Because how do you look at rich people? You know, when somebody with too much money, say this man get dirty money, and they start allocating it to, you must have done something evil before you have
many people don't even desire to be very successful or rich. Yes, it scares many persons. Yes, is that the mindset we are taking out?
Yes, actually that's one of the mindsets we're taking out. Because now in the country, if you're young, you have so much money, they say you're a scammer. That's why it's even difficult for people to join normal network marketing, because they feel that every person who has so much money that is young is a scammer. If you're old and you have money, they know you're an occult. It's more of a mindset, and that's the poor people mentality. That's one of the mindsets, that one of the thought patterns that we want to bring. We want to be able to flush out of the minds of Cameroonians. We want them to be able to understand that everybody can be able to make money. They should be able to move out of the mediocre way of thinking or believing that some people are just so lucky. Not like some people are lucky. Everybody has luck. Not like some people are supposed to be rich, because that's a mindset that people have. They believe that some people are meant to command some certain sum of money. Imagine somebody saying, if all of us were the boss here, who will be the cleaner? Will you leave your house and come and clean? The cleaner can be able to make money. A cleaner in Cameroon, what a cleaner in Cameroon earns is different from what a cleaner in the state earns. It's just because of value that we have not been able to understand. Because people strive to do things better. But now our thought pattern in the country, it's so much in the box. We have enslaved our thought patterns, mostly because of some things that we grew up and met. And we believe that it's supposed to be like that. The fact that you meet something does not mean it's true. The fact that you meet people doing something does not validate it's truth. Shall I say it's truth? Like, it's the weight of it. It does not validate it. The fact that I see you doing something does not mean it's correct. But we already feel like, okay, our parents have been like this. Our peers have been like this. Now, when you think that you want to break out of that, you feel as if you are behaving abnormal. People even look at you as if you're abnormal for trying to do something different in the country.
So, how do we succeed to make Cameroonians understand that almost everybody has the possibility of becoming a billionaire?
Well, we would first of all begin by educating our community, because that is where this change has to take place. Unfortunately, we are in a country that our educational system did not actually teach us how to solve the problems that we face in our daily lives. Topics like money are never taught in school, entrepreneurship, and those are contrary to what happens in the West. Our educational system doesn't address the realities in the field. I myself, I went to school. You study history, literature, you study philosophy, and in reality you realize that your community, what your community is facing, the challenges of your community are far from what you learned in school. So what happens? We have to re-educate ourselves, and that is why you see Shape Academy talks about rediscovering yourself. So when you get there, it's never too late to go the right way. If you've been going through the wrong path for a very long time, definitely you can rediscover yourself, then empower yourself and move forward. And that is why personal development programs are very important. Unfortunately, when you organize these programs, people don't show up. But if the concert is coming up, everybody is there. They go there to spend money.
Yeah, does it not tie with what I read here, that the law of income says you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver to the market? Is it not also an issue of what you value in life? If Shape Academy is organizing a program and they say, okay, you need to pay maybe 15, 20, 25,000 or 50,000 francs to gain knowledge on how to be rich, and many persons will think that it's a waste, but they are very, very ready to go and pay 100,000 francs to watch an artist. Work money, eh?
They actually give the artist money.
Yes.
Okay, in terms of value, last time when we're talking about the aspect of purpose, I think purpose and vision has a lot to play when it has to do with you understanding your value, what your heart yearns for. Now, it's very unfortunate that from what I know, from my knowledge about the people in the diaspora, programs like going for concerts, it's relaxation after work done. It's relaxation after work done. But now the difference is that here we take work done, we take relaxation as a normal day life. It's a normal routine. Like people just know, like we have to just enjoy life, and hear things like we should just enjoy life. Manfi die tomorrow. These are thought patterns that we're killing. So it's more of understanding who you are. Understanding who you are, like what Mr. Buji said, rediscovering yourself has a way it guides you to knowing what your value, what your mind should be placed on. An entrepreneur who has so much work to do on the day that there is so much concert or there is so much leisure activity will value more of his activity, his own entrepreneurial activity. But now if you have no activity in your life, Mr. Teke will say that your tomorrow is a product of your today's activities. Now if you don't have an activity that you even carry on, then your tomorrow is not guaranteed. And your tomorrow is influenced more by the activities today. Now if I know where I'm aiming to be tomorrow, it will tell me what I should be doing today. So the problem is more of the fact that many Cameroonians have not discovered who they are, their potentials, their values. Once they discover their values, then they will know where to direct their energy to. That is just the problem. So if we discover our values, we know who we are, we know what we want to place in the market, because the aspect of value is all about demand, supply, quantity, and quality. These four things. If you know what is demanded, if you know you can supply it, if you know you can give it in good quantity, if you know you can give it in quality, it has a way, it first of all shapes you with supplying first, because you know there is a market waiting for you. But now these people, most of these people like this, they don't even have what they are selling. Now if you have something you're selling, you know somebody is looking for that product and needs this quantity. If I have to supply 100 shoes today, I should not be drinking a bar when I know there's a command that I have to meet up with. So many people don't even know what they are supposed to be doing. They don't have a vision for tomorrow, so they cannot be able to even program the activities for today. And that is what happens to most of us, especially youths. Yes,
but how do we get the youths to have that mindset, to know that you can start building capital today instead of investing it in snacks and bars? We should start thinking on how to buy shares in companies.
Well, that goes back to what I said a while ago, personal development. So when you, as a parent, when you are going for a personal development event, where do your children see you going to? Because these things actually come back from our homes. Yeah. What do your parents value? Do us parents value relaxation, or actually personal development, or places of value? Because a society follows a particular pattern. But I'm quite happy that what is happening in Cameroon at the moment is a total, I think a revolution is taking place.
The paradigm shift?
Yes, because Cameroonians are beginning to see that it's not about the government. It's not about the government that would give them everything that they need. What problems are you solving for humanity? That's the question that many Cameroonians many youths are already getting to, because I see them attending personal development events, even though most of them, they think that attending one is enough. So they have to go time and again. In a year, you have to set aside a budget for personal development if you actually want to go towards the direction of financial freedom. Why? Because you can never grow, your world can never surpass your mental capacity to handle it. And no matter where you are, we talk about the University of YouTube, which means that you can definitely learn everything. You have people who have become engineers, you have people who have become innovators from simply learning from home. So I still challenge the fact that it is not even about our ability to travel or go to places that will change the situation of this country. Imagine, give somebody 5 million, for instance, today, that person will be struggling to be smuggled into the United States of America, because they think that is where they are going to actually make a difference. Unfortunately, as Mr. Teke will say, even a crocodile a lizard in Africa can never become a crocodile simply because it has changed location to the United States or to another location, even in Dubai. There is no change happens in your mind. There are people in Cameroon who are actually making a difference. There are people in Cameroon who are doing a lot. I think about when I first heard about Silicon Valley in Buya, I was like, Silicon Valley. But I realized that this place was in Cameroon, in Boya. And again, the first time I read about the billionaire mindset, when I heard about the title, so I was expecting that this book will be written by a white man. This book will be written by one foreigner. To my surprise, it was written by a Cameroonian. I still ask myself, is this book really written by a Cameroonian? Which tells that I subject it to myself, because us, we do not actually believe in our potentials. We don't believe in ourselves.
Okay, you want to develop the mindset of a billionaire. The book is here with me, The Billionaire Mindset by Mr. Teke Samuel. Just contact us. We are going to direct you where to get the book. Miss L, there are some questions that our audience needs to start pondering on. If they really want to make a difference, they should ask themselves, how do you want to live your life? Yeah. And where do you really want to belong? In the big teams or small teams?
It's a very big question for us to answer. Where do you want to belong? Those are some life questions that, if you can be able to provide answers to these questions, it's going to guide your thoughts. It's going to guide the manner in which you perceive things. It's going to guide your association. It's going to guide so many things about you. Where do you want to belong? There's a big difference between being rich and being comfortable. A lot of us feel like, oh, if I have my house, a room, parlor, and all that, it's fine by me. But we are talking tonight about financial freedom. So meaning that you can actually step out from being just comfortable to being so rich. Like what we were talking about earlier, getting to the point where when you hear figures, you are not moved. You hear people calling money, you are not moved. Now, take for instance, I was talking with somebody this morning, and the person said that his problem now is that he just needs a job that they can pay him like 20,000 every month. If they can pay him 20,000, doesn't have any problem. Then in the back of my mind, I'm like, I looked at myself, I'm like, 20,000, what does he want to do? What 20,000 do in a month? Like, is it that he doesn't have expenses, or what is really the issue? Now, I came to the conclusion that the reason why he's looking at 20,000 is because he himself has not understood his own personal value. He does not know where he wants to belong. If you know where you want to belong, if you know the type of life you want to live, you know the circle you want to belong to, the first thing that happens to you is that it has a way it starts triggering new ideas in your mind. Because if you want to be able to step out of the bondage to step out of financial slavery, you have to be able to develop ideas that can generate income. Now, if you have made up your mind that you want to live in a circle where big people are, there is something that automatically starts happening to your mindset, because your thoughts are actually, like what we said, that your life is actually the result of your life is from your predominant thoughts. That's what you think about more often. The moment you start thinking about, I want to be big, I want to live a comfortable life, I want to be successful. Now the universe is fashioned in such a way that it responds to our thoughts. It responds to what we believe in. When you think about something so much, your system believes in it in such a way that even if the next person, the closest person to you, does not believe in that thought, it's like a default in your system. There is no way that you can contradict. And now when you start thinking of these things so much, the universe gets the signals. And when the universe gets the signals, what happens is it starts attracting those things that can be able to push that particular thought that you have in your mind to come to your reality. But now the issue is, we cannot think big if we don't even know if we want to live big. We cannot be successful if we don't even have the desire to be successful. Like I earlier mentioned, there's a difference between being comfortable and being rich. So ask yourself, do you want to be comfortable or do you want to be rich? I really don't want to be comfortable. Because being comfortable is like staying in one spot and you're like,
now, is the issue not also the orientation we've had from the past and the background, where almost everybody think that, okay, to be successful you need to be a teacher, you need to get a matricule, and once you start talking about millions, people are suspicious that you have done some funny things. Is that not where? Is that not the crux of the matter? To be able to deliver people from that notion that because you are from a poor background, nothing good can happen to you. All you can do is, okay, get one job with CDC, and that you just find yourself around that circle. Though I'm not saying that working for CDC is not good. We are talking about millionaire, billionaire here.
Okay, I will start by giving this example still. If there's so many people that they ask them now that what type of house do you want to build in future, the house they will give you is more of what they've been seeing so much around them in Cameroon. One time a friend of mine told me, the house you're thinking about is small, just go to Dubai and come back. When they ask you again, like, give us a plan of your house, it will be completely different. Now the truth is, normally our environment has something in place on our mindset. When you're hearing so much, because ideas are generated from information, how much information you have and what type of information you have, the type of knowledge you have about certain things. It's okay, we understand that in our country, the information we have about success in Cameroon is very bad. Like, it's terrible. The moment you start talking about money too much, they see you as being materialistic. That's the word. Or some people say you are over ambitious. That you're thinking, like me, some people say you're thinking more than your age. That you're thinking more than your age. Now, the environment plays so much on our mindset, but this is what we want to do. Thank God that many people have realized themselves and they are attending personal development programs. The only thing we want to do is we want to inform the public about the possibilities of breaking out, of exercising or putting in place a paradigm shift. Just making them to know, because even the Bible says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I just need to tell you that you can do it, and preach it so much to you that it begins to sink in your subconscious, and that's it. So what we're doing is more of information. Every other person that I know that's a trainer in this country, what they do when you attend personal development programs is for you to get informed about the possibilities of breaking out.
Irrespective of your background.
Irrespective of your background. The possibility of breaking. If we're looking at background, then most of us will not be talking. I will not be talking like this. We're looking at background. It's more about you deciding to get so much information. Thank God that Google is there, YouTube is there, and it's helping us, like you mentioned. Once you have this information, there is no way you can be limited.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. Cameroonians are used to poverty until they don't believe they can be rich. So when you present them a business opportunity, the first thing that comes to their minds is that it is fake, because look at the opportunities to be too good to be true, and many are used to monthly salaries instead of weekly income. I will advise Cameroonians not to be afraid of money. Let them take money as their friend. Alex is writing from Boya. Good evening to you, Alex, and any of you watching us from across the globe. Alex, is he apt to say that we are so used to poverty that once they talk of money, we get scared?
I think Alex is making a very strong point there. We think that we believe that we cannot be rich. You see, sometimes you will have somebody who thinks, my grandfather was never a millionaire. My father is not a millionaire. What about me? Where I'm coming from? It goes back to the mindset. It goes back to what our environment has downloaded in us. Because it's what you talk about, Hef Eker talks about your financial blueprint. What is in your mind? Because it's what goes into your subconscious is very difficult for it to be eradicated. Imagine if you give somebody, just call a youth now and give the youth in Cameroon and give them 1 million francs CFA and see what will happen to them. They start thinking immediately on how to spend that money instead of thinking on how to invest it. And now with opportunities, one thing that it's good to analyze opportunities. It's good to actually study what you're getting into, because for me, I personally believe that do not invest in a business if you do not understand the business. But do not shield yourself from actually even understanding the business. When you present an opportunity to a Cameroonian, they don't feel, in fact, when you say that you can become a millionaire in 6 months, for them it's an impossibility. They are not they don't believe, they think that to become a millionaire, maybe you have to have a job that they are paying you 500, 1 million a month. But unfortunately, no billionaire actually made it through salary. Like if you want to actually go through it, like Robert Kiyosaki says, financial freedom is found in the right side of the income pattern. So if you are an employee, if you are a self-employed, it's not bad at all. But you need to think about how you have to migrate to the business owner, to the investor. So financial education, that's why I always say, if you will have to start changing, I will strongly recommend the book, the billionaire mindset. Yes. There is no way you can go through the billionaire mindset. And your in fact, if your financial blueprint doesn't live from thousands to millions and billions, then you have not read the book.
Okay, the billionaire's mindset, I have it right here. If you need a copy, get to us. We are going to direct you on how to get it. Let me take a few messages. This one says, good evening, Mr. Leo and your colleagues in the studio. To the best of my knowledge, to be financially free in this country, then we really need the gravity which will withstand and dominate whatever may arise. That is to say, even in the farming sectors, the farmers are still depressed in selling their private produce by the kind of prices they want them to sell their produce. In Upper Bayang, in particular, farmers still have much of their cocoa in their houses because buyers will come and impose on a farmer to sell his produce for a price against his will, irrespective of how that farmer struggled the whole season to bring out the produce. It's just so horrible in all aspects in this country. Bisong George, writing from Kumba. Good evening, Mr. Leonard. AIM Global have really exploited Cameroonians well, like what they call Shimel escape with many people's money and put them in another frustration game. Okay. Hey, good evening to the people in my media prime. Please, I wish to know how can you check your thoughts to reality without having a capital to set your business. I'm phoning writing from Amanda. You can call them. I'm sure they are going to tell you what to do. But can you, without capital, can you say?
Yes. Capital. I want to talk about capital. Money is just a part of capital. It's just a type of capital. You still have your attitude as a capital. You have your network as a capital. There are so many different types of capital. Money is just one, and might even be the least when it concerns businesses. Okay, take for instance, if this is your problem that you don't have a capital, what about these people who are doing, I think they call it phrase de marché, something like that. Yeah. These people, I know somebody who makes a lot of money from this. He has no goods, but he has all goods. Like, he sells everything. He sells cars, he sells houses and everything with no capital. Imagine that I am okay, they call it English broker. Broker, yeah. Yes. Imagine that I am a broker and you have a car and I have somebody who wants to buy a car, and I just connect you to the buyer and get, let's say the person buys it for 15 million and I have 20% for 15 million. That's enough money to make. So actually there are a lot of businesses that you can start without financial capitals and money. But I advise that after this, as Mr. Leonard said, you're going to call us. Let's really understand, because if we have an understanding of what you've done before or what you want to do, then we can be able to advise you on how to go through it. But just know that money is just a type of capital. It's not like the only form of capital that exists.
Okay, shout out to my financial coach, Mr. Buji Leancine. Okay, good evening to you too. This one says, hello, I'm Matthew from Bamenda. The problem in Cameroon is that when Cameroonians see you financially growing, instead for them to support you, they'll pull you down. Okay, that's also a mindset. Thanks for the program, Mr. Liu. It's difficult to have financial freedom in Cameroon because the government herself imposes heavy taxes on individuals or organizations who want to support nation, especially when government officials think about their personal interest first. Cornelius, writing from Kifem, greetings to the entire team, most especially to Mr. Buji Leancine. To attend financial freedom, where can I begin? They promise, writing from Douala. Mr. Buji, where does
financial freedom begin? So Mr. Promise and any other Cameroonian listening, to become financially free, you have to, it starts from your mind. You need to also make a decision that you're going to be financially free. Like I look at this man, Obon King, yes. He says that you work on numbers, have a target. If you want to make 100 million this year, print it and put it in your wall. When you get up, look, put it on your ceiling, put it on the floor, so that it constantly reminds you of what you have to do. So financial freedom, it's a mindset. and you must get back to re-educate yourself. Robert Kiyosaki says your education starts when you leave school, not actually when you are in school. And that is the reality in this country. When you leave school, you face the reality. By then, because you're in school, you call your aunts from everywhere and they're giving you money. I always tell people that in seminars where I talk to youths, I tell them that they are the richest people in this country. Because when you're in school, you have allowances and all. And I've had youths that they have actually, from their pocket allowance and the rest, they have started businesses while in school, and they leave school already financially empowered. You imagine a child going back home for Christmas and bringing something for the parents. You start asking, but what are you doing? There's some just selling things on their WhatsApp status. You realize that the world is very easy to succeed in this century than any other century. However, the issue is if we don't shift our mindset to actually the problem-solving mentality, it's going to be very, very serious, because you actually have disruption coming up. I don't know if Cameroonians are actually studying. We have what we call the 4th Industrial Revolution already. So you cannot be waiting for a job that might never come. Start doing something with what you have. And you will need to find yourself in programs like in financial empowerment programs, like the programs that we are organizing repeatedly. We'll be having one tomorrow, and we'll talk about that later. Okay. Good evening, Ms. Senior Leo. Happy to have such a program. It's very educative. We learn every day. At least I have learned today that my attitude is a capital. I will need to book the book, please. Bonga Jum Derek Ndisi, writing from a New Bell, Bamenda. Don't know whether there's New Bell in Bamenda. Okay, can you just call? Can you call them after the program? They will tell you where to get the book. Now, Miss L, mindset 2 in the billionaire's mindset says rich people have an idea about where the whereabouts of money. Poor people don't have any idea about the whereabouts of money. Poor people think that money is found in banks.
Yes. So they know, like, when this is what they feel like money is like, they look at money as the paper. They know that anywhere you can find the papers and the paper value of money, like paper, cash, that is where money is found. Money is not found in banks. As a matter of fact, not hurting anybody, I think banks don't have money. They don't have, as in, they're people's money. It's your money they are keeping. It's not their money. So they don't even have money. But going to the context of the whereabouts of money, money is found in ideas. If you want to make a lot of money, just be able to get an idea that can solve a problem. And I know somebody asking me now, how do I get to the point where I have to can even generate those ideas that can solve problems? I earlier mentioned that if you want to get the right ideas, be informed. If you are informed that there is a problem with, I think like last time when there was, I think it was the flood in Douala, there was a time when there was a flood in Douala and people brought canoes. We saw it on social media. Okay, if you are not informed, just the fact that you were informed that there was a difficult situation that was taking place in Douala, those fishermen who had canoes brought up their canoes and were making money from it. The same way, wherever you are, get information, be informed. I think youths are the highest persons that are not informed about anything that is happening in this country. They don't know what is happening. They don't even want to know what is happening. They don't listen to news. They don't want to be informed about businesses or about job opportunities that are scaling in the country and all the like. You need ideas. That is where money is found. And now my problem I have with most people is that when they get these ideas, they start a business. Along the line, the business starts going down. I think one time I heard this from Mr. Teke. He used this statement, and it's also in the billionaire mindset, I guess so, yes. He said that you need ideas to maintain ideas. So some of you have ideas that you've already generated now. You want to use it to gain wealth, to attract money for yourself. It's okay. Once you start, you need more ideas to be able to maintain the original idea that you had. So money is not found in any bank or any house. Yeah, or
Mr. Teke says that the bank is somebody's idea.
Yes, it's somebody's idea. And in that bank, the money they are keeping, it's the money that you and I gave them to keep, and they are using that same money to generate other finances, and that's a brilliant idea. Same with Tex Global, it's Mr. Teke's idea. The good thing about ideas, the good thing about using ideas to create wealth is that it's a two-way thing. If it's you, if it's me. If it's me who gave the idea, if it's you who accepted the idea. That's what happens in Tex Global. you decide to do an investment. It's Mr. Teke's idea. He wants people to get financial freedom. Yes, it also puts money in his pocket because money is working for him. But money is not just working for him, it's working for you, who is an investor also in the company.
Who is using his ideas to better your life. Yes, let me take a few messages again. Good evening, Mr. Liu. You guys are wonderful. Keep on. I have learned lots from your program. Celestine is writing from Douala. Good evening, Celestine. Good evening, Mr. Liu. What is the cost of the book Billionaire's Mindset? Jean Robert, writing from Kumba. Can you just text me on WhatsApp, please, to request for their numbers? I'm going to send their numbers to you on after the program. Just send your text message through WhatsApp, and I'm going to send you. But now, ideas, making ideas concrete. Some people may still not understand that you may become a billionaire from a simple idea. Many persons have ideas, but seemingly they cannot appreciate the weight of the ideas. Ideas, it can be just anything.
Anything.
Think of the fact that I want to sell water differently. That's an idea.
That's an idea.
Yes, but having an idea is not sufficient now.
Having an idea is not just sufficient, because an idea, in fact, sometimes you sleep at night and you get up, there are many ideas coming up. You need to be able to put it down, then plan on how to execute that idea. Because an idea comes from an idea. When you have an idea, you need to actually acquire knowledge about it. I think in Mindset 2 there, we're talking about ignorance. The worst situation you can find yourself, there is ignorance. And to fight against ignorance, you need to educate yourself. I read one famous writer, Benedetta. He says ignorance is a mass grave where heroes have been buried at zero, successes as failures. Why? Because when you are ignorant, you don't even. There are many Cameroonians, for instance, let's even take back the situation of a company like Tex Global. There are many Cameroonians who don't know about Tex Global, or they are just, when they hear about it, they already have their type of mindset towards it, which means until you are able to destroy your ignorance, you can never attain your financial breakthrough. You cannot actually acquire what you don't know. Money doesn't go to people who actually need it. Money goes to people who have the capabilities to multiply it. That's what the author of the Billionaire Mindset says.
Okay, so that's what the author says. But you have an idea, and you are told that whatever idea you have, maybe your idea is to clean the quarters to make money.
Yes.
But you need to engage in certain steps now, so that the millions, the hundreds of thousands start coming, the millions and the billions.
Which means you need to find yourself in the look at people who are in that direction. Because if an idea comes towards education, then you should be able to align yourself with the educational sector. If it's towards entrepreneurship, you need to. But unfortunately, we don't actually go towards the people that are doing what we do. Sometimes you want to actually execute it without them.
But last time we talked about mentorship, and you said a mentor will hardly be someone who can talk to you directly and show you the steps. But if you say, I want to be a billionaire or a millionaire, and you cannot get to the guys of Amazon, the guy of Facebook, isn't it also very important? Let's take the case of Mr. Teke. Isn't it also important to do some research on how they became who they are?
Yes, it's very important. You need information. You need knowledge about the idea. I think Mr. Buji mentioned that too. You need knowledge about that particular idea. Now, normally the idea you generated came from your identification of a problem. I identified the problem, and now I'm like, I think if we can have come up with a system where we can do this, is going to solve this problem. The next thing is, how do I do it? And by the way, ideas are not incubated by one person. When you come up with an idea, it takes people to bring that idea to reality, not just you. But one problem is that even when we get so much information about the idea, Cameroonians, I don't know if we're saying that we're stingy with knowledge. It's not like we're stingy, but we're so careful that we miss opportunities. We get so careful that we miss opportunities. You don't get people into the system. If I have an idea and it's coming to reality, there is always somebody who has a role to play somewhere around that. But once you get the idea, before you're putting into place, you cannot even put an idea into place that you don't have enough information about the idea. Once you have knowledge about it, how to execute it, because the how to execute it, the when and where is very important.
Can we give examples of ideas? We just people will think that we are talking from space. Ideas, simple ideas that can give money.
Okay, for instance, the newest in Boya now, it's cleaning companies. People now go and clean homes and offices and get paid. That's an idea. But now you see that I have an idea, I want to open a cleaning company. I cannot go and clean all these houses and companies alone. The next thing is that I bring people into it. That's a simple cleaning, that's a simple idea. Just doing cleaning like normal laundry. Or washing of clothes and then clean an office space. It's an idea. I think there are many ideas people have come up with. I don't want to bring my kid perhaps home because he has not really materialized. It was just a scary idea that came to his mind, and he tried to do it and it worked. He was connecting the batteries together. I don't know how he did that. He connected batteries together and he gave light. To that, I don't know how he did it.
But that's an idea.
That's an idea. So I was just looking at, before we knew it, he just put some batches together. He's in his secondary school, but we're amazed that he did something like that.
An idea is people may be working somewhere and they don't know where to go and eat.
And eat.
Yes.
Like the situation where there was one time, I think, when we were going for a GoMat event. So actually there, I went there without my mask. So I realized there was somebody there with the solution to my problem. And you know, they charged me twice the price.
Yes.
They charged me twice the price. The person had the idea that this is it. People will be here tomorrow, and definitely there are some people will come like me without a face mask. And without a face mask, you cannot have access.
Themselves there.
They position themselves there, and actually that's executing. Somebody could have thought about, okay, tomorrow we are going to be, there is going to be an event and people will need face masks, but they sit at home. That's why I talk about an idea. If you don't execute it, there is no way. There is no way you can actually get.
Do you think about it and take steps?
Yeah.
Okay. You actually need to add value to the idea, because how do you add value to an idea? For instance, if you, she's just mentioned about cleaning companies. How do you cleaning startups? Yeah. So how do you reach people? You have the idea. You need to know how you're going to reach the people that your target market.
Yes.
And now to have your target market, you need to actually, if that is, you have the idea actually, you started it, but you need expert knowledge to execute it. You cannot do it alone. And that's the thing that is holding us back.
Okay. Mr. Leo, I love what that lady is saying. Please, can I have her number? Just can you request the number on WhatsApp? I will easily send it to you. Good evening. Can I have where I can find the book Mindset on the price? Thank you. Any persons are asking for where they can get the book and the price. Okay. Can you people tell them where they can get it, or they get to us?
Okay, yes, they should get to us. But all our Teke Global offices have the book. We have the book here in Douala. We have the book in Boya. But it's better. I prefer that they get to us. Once they get to us, no matter where you are, we can make the book available.
What is Teke Global in Boya?
At Moki Garage.
Okay, Moki Garage. If you go there anytime, Moki Garage, for those who are
even at Shep Academy. Shep Academy is actually the womb of this book. So at Bunduma Gate.
And in Douala, you can get it at Imebeka Care at Anshen number 1 in Aqua. That's where Teke Global's office is. Okay,
so you can call them and get the books to also empower yourselves. This one says, thanks, God bless you. Thank you too. Good evening, sir. It's Manka from Bamenda. Really enjoying the program. Just want to find out of if selling bitcoins online is a good business. I don't know about that. Greetings, thanks for this program. Why is it that the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, especially in Cameroon? Even when the youth try to establish small businesses, the authorities and their conditions make things complicated. Hans is writing from Chang. Is this not also a mindset?
It's a mindset. It's a mindset. For instance, let me just put, I did a training on graphics. Sometimes I have 100 people. 100 people paying 5,000 francs to actually attend graphic training. Where is my office? My office is a WhatsApp group. Yeah. So you can imagine that. So I put data, I go online and I announce to other, because I realized there's a problem. every entrepreneur wants to actually be seen online, they want to be known online. So I have a solution. I need to teach you how you can actually edit your pictures to look like the ones you admire in other people, and then I pass across the message on social media through my Facebook page. Of course, I also acquire knowledge on how to boost my post and meet the right target. At the end of the day, I have 100 people that I have never known them before. I don't have any previous connections with them, and they pay me 5,000 francs times 100 people. That's 500,000. I do that training for 3 days. So you can imagine. But what if I start saying, oh, where will I have a building? Or will I have the money to rent? All those things. So it is not, in fact, your mindset, your limitation is still just you. You're the only person who can actually stop you from actually getting financially free. And you need to get to the people you associate with. That's also a mindset there. I think it's mindset 6 in the billionaire mindset.
Yes, association.
Because poor people associate with poor people.
Their fellow counterparts.
Yes, you understand. That's why you will not see a rich person in a particular cycle. So if you actually want to move to go where rich people are going, see how they went through. If they succeeded in Cameroon, if Mr. Teke is creating billionaires in Cameroon, then you need to look for him. How did he do it in a difficult country like Cameroon, according to you? But I said in a country where there are more problems, there are more opportunities.
Okay. Good evening, sir. With reference to the information gotten from Prime TV, I would like to join your group. I don't know what group you're talking about. Can you just get to me after the program, write to me? I'll know what you really want to. Is it that you want to join the Facebook of Prime or what? Now, they say summary of mindset 2. It says that engage in divine meditation, that is seeking God. Read books of reputable people. They rub minds with people who are more successful than you are. Believe in the force within.
Yes. The summary. Let's take the divine meditation. Meditation. The first day I've been hearing about meditation. It's just that Mr. Teke is not yet here. I could have actually said this one, so you should get it. That was where I got my breakthrough about meditation. I'd heard so much about meditation, like in the church and all that. The first day I ever understood meditation was the first time we sat in the staff. We're just about 6 of us, and Mr. Teke was talking to us, and he told us that, do you know you can command the things you want to see, especially in your day? Because we are so blessed that he teaches us even how to pray. Like, how do you pray? He teaches us that. So he said, okay. And I remember that day he called all of our colleagues and told them to sit down and then just gave us some things. Then we did a simple something like you close your eyes and he's saying some things and you're seeing yourself somewhere else. Like just in your mind is traveling to a place where it sees possibility in everything, as in the subconscious mind moves completely. And when you're coming back, there's always something I discover with meditation. Immediately as you're coming back to your reality, something changes about your mindset. And the first thing that happens is that you gain automatic bonus. There's a confidence that comes in, that's what happens to me when I do the meditation. There's a confidence that comes, that you get to a state where you want to dare things. So meditation is very important, because it's in the course of meditation that ideas are birthed. Because if you close your eyes and then you're seeing some things and you're seeing that you're going to get a jet in 5 years' time, as you're coming back from seeing the jet, crossing to come back to the reality of where you are, an idea is birthed on that road on how to get the jet you saw. So that's what happens in meditation. And also being with reputable people. And that's a problem with Mindset 6 association. That's a problem. I discovered that instead in Cameroon, when people start making money, your friends run away from you. They shun away from you. And when they're shunning, they don't just shun. They shun and say you're proud. Then one time I told somebody, are you really sure it's the person who is proud? It could be you who is seeing it from an angle that tells you you're proud. If I write 6, somebody standing here is seen as 9, another person is seen as 6. So it's very important for you to rub mind to reputable people who have gone to the level where you desire to be. Because talking with them, they will see some things that are going to change your mindset. And also believe in the force within. It's the strongest force. That thing that tells you that you can be better. That's the force that even when nobody's believing, that's the only thing that keeps you going. And it comes from a place of ideas.
Okay.
When you believe in, you have your ideas, and you believe in the force within, there is nothing that becomes impossible for you to do. Because the force within has a way of challenging what happens. The force within is the one that sees who you are in real aspect, the way God created you, not who you are in what your country or your environment is talking about you or showing you that you are.
Okay, mindset 3, perception. It says rich people see an opportunity in every situation. Poor people see an obstacle in every situation. That is the complaint syndrome.
Yeah, of course. Right now, we have when COVID-19 started, when somebody was faced with any challenge, the blame is going to COVID-19. But now, for rich people started strategizing. They sat down and said, but this one, we have to produce hand sanitizers. We have to produce face masks. We have to start doing home delivery because people cannot reach the markets. So, but the poor person sits there and start complaining about everything. They start complaining about everything. So, and your perception is your greatest reality. If you think you cannot do it, it is very possible. As I say, if you think you cannot do it, you are right. And if you think you can do it, you are right. So it all happens in how do you see this? If you think that you can make it in Cameroon, then there's nothing that can stop you. And if you think that you cannot make it, already it's like you're shooting yourself on the leg. And you cannot go anywhere with a mindset that is limiting you. You if you bring a rich person to Cameroon, the first thing he starts looking at, he will not be looking at where are people making money in Cameroon. He'll be looking at what problems, what new idea can I come up with? What is the thing that I can solve and make money from Cameroonians? And we have the complaints that we are just complaining about are opportunities. Like you're saying, you've also realized that people's mindsets are actually the people are actually drifting away from developing on personal development. What if you create a means, if you create an institution where you are going to personally empower people? What will happen? That impact, once you create impact, definitely you're going to influence and you will monetize it. That's the truth about it.
Okay, you monetize it. No, it says you become an expert in a thing by doing it. You don't just dream about it. You don't just have a perception, but you have to start doing it and constantly. But there's also the tendency of beginning and failing and thinking that it's not able to work. Okay,
the failing is how you become an expert. You do it and you fail here. When you're doing it again, you already realize that this direction caused you to fail. It means that you have become an expert in that thing, such that you are able, because an expert is somebody who has a perfect mastery on a given subject and can be able to direct others to be able to meet up with that with activities that concerns that particular subject. So failures should be expected, but they should motivate us to even do better. Yes, of course, you cannot just expect that it's going to move. I think last time when you hear Mr. Teke mention this, even during his training, he used to say there was one time in his life where home and abroad he had just 90,000 francs home and abroad, and he said when he started rising again, the mistakes he made, some little things he ignored, because I would say they are not really failures. They are just opportunities for you to learn. It's not like you failed, because a failure is somebody who has completely given up on a particular subject. So now when you're getting to a business, just expect that hurdles will come. But know that in the course of those hurdles, that's how you're going to gain expertise in it. If I don't get to the point where when I put my hand on the table and something pricks my hand, I will not know where to put my hand the next time. So I have to get to the point where something pricks my hand, when I'm sending my hand again, I will put my hand this way and a different side. Then when another person is placing their hand, before they even put their hand on that table, I'll be the one to say, don't put your hand on the left. There's a needle there. It's going to prick your hand. That shows that I'm an expert, because I can direct myself and also direct you in that particular subject. So actually you become an expert by doing it. You don't just have an idea, then you sit in the house and just balance up and feel free and feel that you become an expert by not doing it. Hi, Mr. Liu, please, I wish to know if there is any upcoming seminar
on the billionaires mindset. I'm sure there's a seminar tomorrow. We are going to talk about it shortly. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I really do enjoy your programs. For us to obtain financial freedom in Cameroon is for the government to improve and encourage the Cameroonian skills in every area of work. Number one, the government should limit its high taxes on its citizens and by creating more jobs opportunities to its citizens. Tamnjong is writing from Tinto, that's in Upper Bayang division, subdivision. Good evening, Mr. Kum. The problem in Cameroon is that in any country it is the people that as the government, but in Cameroon it is the government as the people. Is Tembu Luis writing from Bengui? Your message is not too clear. Tembu Luis, good evening to you, Mr. Kum, and the great minds on the platform. Is Assad from Yaoundé. I want to ask the great minds what advice can they give those who didn't have the opportunity to get good educational background? Let me say they didn't go to secondary schools. How can they encourage them to let them know they are not left behind as far as making wealth is concerned? I hope you guys are taking some of the worries expressed. You would talk on them. Hello, Mr. Liu. I love the program today. Please, my question is, please ask our brother there with you, can he help me on how to boost my Facebook page? I am Roland, writing from Bamenda. Roland, can you just call us after the program? They're going to get to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and all the panelists. Financial freedom in Cameroon is a very sad case. 70% of Cameroonians are unable to put food on their table. Papa Oyoyo in Douala. Good evening to you, Papa Oyoyo. This one says, I love this, Mr. Liu, going to get my copy of that book. Cameroonian youth should know it's not just in the reading of books only, but in the doing. They should take risk, try and feel and learn from it. John Paul is writing from Limbe. Good evening to you, John Paul. Good evening, Mr. Liu. It's an interesting ingredient program there in the studio. Please, may I have the ladies' number for business orientation? Okay, you have the number. Greetings, hello, greetings. Please, can you help me with the ladies and gentlemen's number? Can you please just call us after the program, or just request the numbers? We are going to give them to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. It's been a while. Please, I wish to ask what it takes financially to register a business with the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise. Which documents do I have to compile? Please, just call them. They can do it for you. They will help you, direct you on what it takes to register a business. You guys do that, huh? Yes, we do company registrations. Okay. No matter the type, limited liability, whatever company, we're going to help you do that. So try to get to us. Okay. And we'll handle that. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to say a big thank you for this wonderful program, Mr. Liu. I want to say we, the young people in Cameroon, can really do well, but some of us are getting lots of setbacks because of the crisis. Godi Newcoin is writing from Bonaberry. Good evening to you, Mr. Kuma. I must say the program and people on set are blowing minds with the powerful ideas they are sharing. Kudos to Mr. Unstoppable and Miss Lee. Adwadem Nixon Atem is writing from Chang. Good evening to you guys. I don't know whether you have some answers to some of the worries raised.
Yes, of course. Just what we were talking about a while ago, one of the our viewers just said he's pushing the blame again on the government, and that's where we want to remove him. Once you are seeing a challenge, it's difficult to. Once you are only seeing an obstacle, there is no way you can scale through it. Look at it. First of all, start from yourself. What is it that you're not doing right that is limiting you from actually attaining your goal? If you have to come to the realization that it's you, that it's only you that can stop you, then there is no way that you can be stopped. Look at I, for one, when I realized that my education was not going towards the way that I wanted my life to be, I first and then decided to go into to do vocational training. Apart from that, I realized that also there's also an issue of finances, because what I wanted to do, computer engineering, is something that it takes a lot of money. But my dad going on retirement at the time, how was he going to pay my school fees that way? So I acquired a skill, used the skill to raise money, and then educate myself. Actually, it is never too late to actually get involved in the decisions that will change your life. The other persons talk about those who have not gone to school, So when he talked about those who have not gone to school, look at the great people in the world. You know Mark Zuckerberg, he is a school dropout. You know, even Bill Gates. Those great people, those great minds, they did not go to school to the extent that they are not PhD holders.
The photo victors.
Yes, of course.
The power guarantees.
All of them.
Yes.
There are people who have the mindset of an entrepreneur. And who's an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is somebody who identifies a problem and definitely actually organize resources to solve that problem. And that's the mindset that I want Cameroonian youths to have. They should be able to be geared towards solving problems. Because if you have an idea here and you actually execute it properly, even you have the doctors, the professors, they're going to come to you. So that's the reality.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I always love your program. Please tell Mr. Lee to be direct, because she is not answering your questions direct. Let her be objective. Samuel is writing from Yaoundé. I don't know what you want Miss L to say. Good evening, Mr. Liu and dear panelists in the studio. I'm Prince K from Kumba. Special greetings to Miss L in the house. I wish to ask how I can get that book and how much does it cost. Can you please just request their numbers through WhatsApp to me? I'll send their numbers to you. This is Peter from China. Greetings to you all. What's financially free or financial independence is the status of having enough income to pay one's living expenses for the rest of one's life without having to be employed or dependent on others. Income earned without having to work a job is commonly referred to as passive income. Cameroonians are not financially free. The government should do something to help the Cameroonian youths. Okay. This one says, when next will you have the program? Next Friday. Every Friday we are talking about financial issues on this program. So every Friday, if you want to know how to be financially free, follow Prime R. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and most especially to the panelists at the program. Learning a lot. We have no excuses. Financial freedom is possible. From Gaffeson Confidence in Bamenda. Good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Can I get the beautiful girl's number? Okay, request their numbers after the program. Hello, the program is interesting. Greetings, Mr. Liu. Please, how can I get a copy of The Billionaire's Mindset by Mr. Teke Samuel? I'm blessed from Kumba. You can get it. I'll send you the numbers, you call them. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Can I have where I can find the book, Mindset, and the price? Thank you. Or link me to the lady and co in the studio. Okay. Write to me on WhatsApp. I will do that straight away. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Financial freedom in Cameroon is very possible if only the government stop giving people high taxes. Because of high taxes given to people, they leave the country and develop in other countries and will remain poor. You want to open a company or start up a business, the taxes given to you is more than your capital that you are starting up a business with, which is not good. By Joy, writing in from New Layout. Good evening, Mr. Kum. The poor literate people direct the world and the rich illiterate develop the world. How do you explain this? Mosongo is writing from Kumba. Now, the mindset says we should focus on opportunities and not obstacles. Tell ourselves that I'm going to make money, more money. I'm going to invest more money, and I'm going to keep more money. How does that work?
Well, as what you believe is what works for you.
Yes, I'm not, instead of wasting money, I'm investing.
You're investing.
Instead of spending, I should keep it. Yeah.
Instead of taking spending my extra money in parties, I should spend them in personal development events. Instead of buying a new dress, like for instance, I would say on Sunday will be Valentine's Day. What will ladies be demanding from an iPhone? They would demand a new dress. But with the mindset of a billionaire, what happens? They would have been asking for capital to start businesses. With those, when you have that mindset is definitely going to change a whole lot of things. It's from our daily activities that determines whether we are going to be rich or not.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Please, Kum, I need the number of the lady and the gentleman. Just request that after the program I'll send it. This one says, God bless you, thank you too. Rich people mindset 4. We are talking about the billionaires mindset. If you really want to get all of this, get the book. Rich people go into business, into any business, investment to win.
To win.
Poor people go into any business,
Not
investment,
to
not to lose. Yes.
Rich people get into business to win. Poor people go with the mindset not to lose. It's all about fear.
Okay.
Poor people are so afraid of everything. So much so that they're always thinking about the negative part of it. They are just afraid of everything. Fear, according to Mr. Teke's definition, he says fear, it's an acronym for, it's either you forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. So people are natural. Poor people are so afraid, so much so that any business they want to do, they are going with the mindset not to lose. The fact that the word lose is already there. I earlier mentioned that it starts playing your subconscious. You start being so careful that at the end of the day, you're unable to even achieve the results you're supposed to achieve because you're being so careful about just a little. But the rich people, they believe that they have to be intentional about everything they do. They have to be intentional about the business. They have to be intentional about making money, and they know that it is their responsibility to make their business work. But poor people feel like some people have to interplay, have to come to the picture before the business is working. You ask this person, why are you not at the market? You're supposed to be at the market at 8 a.m. The person is telling you about somebody who has nothing to do with that business affecting their being available at the market at 8 a.m. But a rich man has a mindset. A wealthy man knows that he is responsible, that if my business is failing, it's me. If it's moving ahead, it's me. It's nobody else. We are not complaining. We are not depending on any person. It's just me. So if you want to be able to succeed, just go into your business with the mindset that you're going to win. Go with the winner's mentality, with the winner's mindset. When you go with the winning mentality, even when you face difficulties, you face hurdles, the mindset that you've already generated has a way it starts fueling you and pushing you to go ahead. So it's all about understanding that you are responsible for the success of any business you are doing. It's not even the buyer. It's not your customer who is responsible. If your customer comes to ask for the cost of a product and is unable to buy, it's you unable to sell to the customer. It's not the customer who was unable to buy. So it's just about you, not about the customer, not about the market, not about nobody. It's just you who has the capacity to influence what is going to happen around you, around your business, around your company, or anything that you're involved in. So it's just for you to get into your business with the winning mentality and forget about the fact that I don't want to lose. So you tell somebody, get into, let's say for instance, let's use our company. Let me not call somebody's company here. Let's use Tex Global. Get into Tex Global. They're like, I don't want my money to get missing. No. But if somebody who has the rich people mindset, those who have the right mentality, the questions they'll be asking when you just tell them about, okay, this is Tex Global, the first thing is, how does it work? But the poor man, the first question is, are you sure this thing is genuine? Are you sure it's not fake? When I present Tex Global to you, your first response tells me the mindset that you have. And I have to know if I have to break your mindset first before even telling you about the investment opportunities. So when you're getting to any business, get into a business with the mindset that you will not lose. Get with the mindset that you are a winner, that you are going to win in your business, and know that it is your sole responsibility. And that's one thing that people fail to understand, that it's their responsibility to make their company work, to make their business work, to make even your relationship work. It's your responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility. Always move with a winner's mindset, and then you'll be able to attract the positive things that can influence the growth of anything or any business that you're doing. Okay.
This one says mindset 5, friendship and admiration. Rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resent rich and successful people. I want to read you often hear people say, they are lucky. And my question is, what makes you unlucky? They even say they were born with a golden spoon in their mouth. But I think that even a wooden spoon can do what golden spoons do. So make good use of what God has given us all. Yeah.
Yes, when you look at that, what you can, Mr. Teke says, you cannot become what you despise. You cannot become what you hate. If you hate rich people, then definitely, what are you saying? You want to be a poor person. So if you hate rich people, there is no way you can become rich. But when you hate them, you start running away from them instead of going closer to them. When you admire, but actually, when you admire somebody, you go closer to him. And when you go closer to him or her, they start actually passing on what they know to you. Because, you know, you can never be impacted by somebody that you don't have access to the person. And but how can you have access to somebody that you hate so much? Imagine when you talk about a rich person in the neighborhood, it's like when their children, the lifestyle of the children, because the way the children talk, the way they behave, we start seeing proud children, they are behaving like this because their father is this. They don't actually see that it is the way they have been brought up. It's the way they have been brought up. Now, if you do not associate with people who are going the way you want, where you want to be, how can you actually become them? I put it this way. If you want to become the next billionaire, then you need to actually follow a billionaire. You cannot walk through a path that, there's no path that nobody has ever gone through, even though you can do it in a different way. You can do it in a different way. When you get into Tex Global offices, you look at this. This is what happens. The words printed there, they talk a lot about who you will become if you actually get there. We talk about agri-billionaires.
Yeah.
That one, people say, can a billionaire come out from agriculture? Now it's because you are actually in our environment. But if you don't come there, there is no way you can understand what we do at Tex Global that is able to empower destinies. I'm telling you, there are people abroad that are actually paying their rents from the opportunity back at home in Cameroon. That goes back to tell you that we have everything here that we can even feed the world. In fact, one of our objectives is to provide food security globally, because the world has almost 1 billion people who are not feeding well. That's a problem that we identify and we are solving. And until you're able to get closer to us, you will not know how we are solving this problem. And that is it. If you despise what people do, what successful people do, there is no way you can benefit from it. Yeah, but some persons are asking whether there is an upcoming workshop or seminar.
Yes, there is.
There's a workshop tomorrow here in Douala. Okay. At Hotel Prince de Gaulle. That's 2 p.m. That one, we say this is the way we are starting this year. So what we want to do is actually give it as a gift. So if you're thinking of spending some money for Valentine's Day, I think it's time you come and actually receive the real Valentine's gift tomorrow. And it's obviously as part of our objective to educate the community, to give back to our society, because people are complaining, oh, where do we get these activities? That's why we decided that normally when you ask them to pay, they say there is no money. But now, at least it's just the beginning of the year, we understand that there's been a lot of challenges with the COVID-19, and we say, okay, let's give this one for free. And for those in Douala, you could also get a copy of the Billionaire Mindset there tomorrow.
So if you're watching us wherever you're watching us from, and you think that you want your life to turn around, attend that workshop. It's a seminar tomorrow.
It's a seminar. It's a must.
Hotel Prince de Gaulle. That's in Besenge.
Yes, and the author of the Billionaire Mindset will be there, so you can imagine.
Mr. Teke Samuel himself is going to talk about how to become rich. So instead of looking for hundreds of thousands to go and pay for a musician's concert, come and sit down and get knowledge so that we can turn ourselves around and become the millionaires that we dream of. Greetings, it's Sama Humphrey from Northwest Batibo Guzang. I'm interested in your program. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Quite interesting program. I need the book and contact of the lady and the guy and the price of the book. The explanation of school dropout becoming billionaire wasn't clear. Sumbele Kelvin, writing from Komsamba. A dropout can become a billionaire.
Yes, a dropout can become a billionaire. Like we said, money is more of ideas. You can go through school and you leave school with no idea. Like what Mr. Buji said about Robert Kiyosaki, that education begins after school actually. So the one you're getting in school is just to maybe help you to better place yourself in the society, in that people should not look at you as being an illiterate, because that's what we do. When you've not gone to school, they call you a school dropout. But I know of so many dropouts who have been able to come up with ideas. As a matter of fact, somebody said the reason why he made so much money after being a dropout was because in being a dropout, he became idle for some time and was able to identify a problem and was able to come up with an idea that solved that problem. That was what gave him money. And it's making money from it. But this is the problem. Even if you're a dropout from like a normal from the normal educational system in the country, we'll still advise you to get involved in self-development programs, because it's going to keep you informed, and that's what's going to help you generate these ideas we are talking about. Because don't say you say you're a school dropout and you have nothing in your mind. It's going to be bad. It's going to be terrible. Trust me. You just have to come up with the idea. The fact that you come up with the idea does not mean that you'll be the one to execute it. Come up with an idea on how to design a car and look for the people to do the car, and that is it. All is that is your idea, and still going to put money in your pocket. So school dropouts still make money and they can still become billionaires, but you need to be informed. Don't forget that part. You need to be informed.
Okay. Good evening to the studio. Congratulations to these great minds. You are doing a great job. Please, I wish to know where the seminar will be taking place. Okay. He talked about that already.
That's Hotel Prince de Gaulle.
Hotel Prince de Gaulle in Douala, around
Activa Insurance. It's opposite at
Activa
Insurance.
At Besenge.
No, it's not Besenge. Hotel Prince de Gaulle is in Aqua.
Okay, it's in Aqua.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you have gotten the directions. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Good evening to you too. We hope. Good evening, sir. For me, I think there is no harm in trying. When you try and fail, you learn a new step. I think we youths need to fight to succeed. It's because of fear that we are not able to involve in business. I heard the lady say they do company registration. I would like to get more details about it. Amat is writing from Yaoundé. Yes, they can help you register your company. Just get to them after the program. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and I'm called Ndangruho Jeunesse. I need the number of the young lady and the guy on the panel. I need their help. Okay, you get the number, you get to them, they can help you out. Sorry. This one says, thanks for the program, Mr. Liu. It's difficult to have financial freedom in Cameroon because the government herself imposes heavy taxes on individuals or organizations who want to support nation, especially when the government officials. Okay, Cornelius is writing from Kifem. Good evening to you. Tiku Felix says, good evening, Mr. Liu. Mr. Teke is one Cameroonian who has actually fought the Cameroonian gene in him. Wow. A real true Cameroonian discovers his secret, especially on becoming financially free, but hides it from others just to become the one eye in the country of the blind. Kudos, Mr. Teke, for this great inspiration or impartition. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Can I get the numbers of your panelists for business orientation? Romanus is writing from Upstation in Bomenda. Good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please for the contact of the lady and the gentleman on your program today. I'm thinking of investments. I don't have an idea. Okay, you call them after the program. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I love the program tonight. I really enjoy it. It's Eden Zeko writing from Boya. Good evening to you, Zeko. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, I'm so happy with the panelists. Please, the girl has really made me to be brave enough to go on without fear anymore. Agbo is writing from Amanfe. Good evening to you, Agbo. So tomorrow, how is the training going to look like?
Okay, I think Mr. Buji can better tell us that.
Okay.
So tomorrow's training is basically going to be on, I'll say, the theme is Fast Lane to Financial Freedom 2021. Okay. So a fast lane is actually it's almost an automation. If Text Global has been in existence for 3 years plus now, and we've created at least a lot of financially empowered people. Not only financially, but we've also empowered them. Like imagine that we deal with farmers. And not only farmers, we take everybody. If you want to be an absentee farmer or you want to be a farmer who is actively involved, is that. But we take personal development very, very important because we believe that even if you give billions to somebody who is not financially intelligent, that person is going to return back begging in no time. So our seminar tomorrow, we're going to be offering agricultural investment opportunities. We are going to be teaching you financial intelligence. We are going to be teaching you wealth mastery, how you can actually create wealth. We are going to be teaching you how you can plan for your retirement so that tomorrow you will not blame your children for not taking care of you. And this plan is not only for the educated, for those who are going on retirement. Even the youth can actually plan their retirement at their youthful age. So we are going to definitely be touching personal development.
Okay, personal development is going to be key. How capital is this, especially for persons who are on retirement today?
Concerning the program tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, the program tomorrow, actually, like you mentioned, it's free. And now in this program, no matter the state you are, like what Mr. Teke said, no matter the length in which you have gone, if you discover that the lane you were taking was not the right lane, don't keep moving. Turn back. There's always a possibility. And that is why even those who are on retirement, those who are still doing their jobs, those who have not even started yet, the program tomorrow is for you. Mr. Teke will be demystifying some in-depth things about investments, how you can be able to make that U-turn that he has been preaching about. If you've made a mistake already, that U-turn, tomorrow is going to be breaking it down. So even if you're on retirement, it's possible. This personal development is still needed for you. I think our last program, I remember our last program we had at Shep Academy, the oldest person there, she's 50, was it 54, something like that. Imagine at that age, she's still focusing on personal development. So it's still possible no matter the age that you are in. We keep learning. We learn to the day we are no longer on this earth. I heard somebody did a commentary that we even learn to die. We even learn to die. So actually, you can still build yourself. Don't say that you are already past age. That's what I'm supposed to say, that I've passed the age to make money or to build a house for my children. It's my children who are supposed to be building houses now, or supposed to be buying cars. You can still do that. You can still be able to live a fulfilled life. You can still be able to do those things you were hoping to do when you were much more younger. Don't feel like this is the end of it. You can be able to develop yourself. That's why it's personal. It's about you, not the group. It's about you, and that's why we call it personal development. So tomorrow we encourage you to be at that event, so that when you get the billionaire mind, when you get Mr. Disruptor talking, he's going to disrupt some things in your mindset. It's going to disrupt a lot. Trust me. Tomorrow, I love the way our seminars usually end. At the end of the day, people are always saying some things like, no. Yeah, there's a way it triggers something in you.
Okay. There are three sets of people in life. There are those that watch things happen, those that ask what happened, those that make things happen.
Of course, right now in the
we choose where we belong.
Yes,
exactly. You actually see, like, okay, you've just learned about an opportunity that will be happening tomorrow. Maybe you're just going to get feedback from the people who were there, or are you going to go there and you actually make it happen? You take the most out of this opportunity, because what we can assure you is, in our events, they are life transforming. You cannot attend our programs and your life will not be touched. That's the short thing, but you must make it intentional that you will be there. Unless you do this, you are intentional about it. I know maybe you're getting it. Rich people actually take opportunities. When they show up, they grab them.
Yeah.
But poor people, this thing is coming late. Just a few hours to the event, and you want me to be there. But when you decide, actually this statement has been resounding during this time of COVID-19, because the world is actually, in fact, I believe that the change that has happened within the past 1 year is almost the change that took a decade to go through.
Okay, in Cameroon, I love this program so very much, very, very educative. May the Lord Almighty strengthen you all. Amen. Yeah. By Young Dola, writing from Yaoundé. Good evening. My name is Abraham. I'm writing from Kumba. I have a problem with Text Global and I can't say it here. Can you just call them, please?
Okay, I think I should have an idea with that.
Okay, can you just call them after the program? If you have them. Okay. This one says, hi, Mr. Leo, please may ask time for tomorrow's event. Help me ask the time for tomorrow's event.
It's 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. at Hotel Prince de Galles Aqua. in Douala. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Good program. Tell them to organize a seminar too in Bamenda. Some of us need it seriously so as to be well oriented. Please, for their numbers, okay?
Of course, we're coming to Bamenda.
To Bamenda.
When are you going to Bamenda?
We're planning that. It's a whole tour based on Mr. Teke's program for the year. It's a whole tour. We're moving around. But it's good that they are showing us that they are ready to receive us.
They're ready to receive us. Yes. That's the issue. Because like somebody said, Mr. Teke had an idea and he has not ended by empowering himself alone.
Yeah.
Because it's about empowering someone's self, then he has done it for himself.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. Thanks for this program. I really appreciate. Please, can I get the number of the lady and the gentleman on your panel? I really need help. It's Emanuela writing from Boya. Emanuela, okay. You have the number there, Emanuela. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I enjoyed the show and greetings to Sister Lornarica from Promise. I'm writing from Malabo. Good evening to you. Tabot Machiavelli writing from Yaoundé says, good evening to you too. Good evening, please. Can I have the number of the panelists? I am Mr. Ngode Edembong Franklin from Kongsamba. Good evening to you. You have the number there. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm enjoying the program. Please, for the numbers, please. I need a book. Thank you. You have the number there. Just request the number after the program. I'm going to send them to you. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Cameroonians can make it financially free, but let the government reduce its taxes on Cameroonian inventors. Josephine Anwi, writing from Kumba. Stop the calls, please. And I want us to go to the next mindset before we are done for today. It says mindset 11, money mind. Rich people are excellent at receiving. Poor people are poor at receiving. Okay. Imagine I attended a money mastery class by Mr. Wangom Boris. What he actually said, it touched me so much that when he gets up in the morning and he's praying that all the people who are not ready to receive money that day, God should just divert that money to his account. Just divert that money to his account. So when you look at it, how do you, because they say when your hand is closed, you cannot receive. But what are you expecting? What are you expecting that nature should give you? What are you expecting to, when you go out, what are you expecting? A rich person, in fact, rich people, if you give them, well, the only thing you can give them that they'll be satisfied is more money.
Yeah.
There is no limit. They know that they keep on innovating to have as much as possible. That's why, but a poor person, sometimes they actually move towards the contentment stage, where they're contented with not enough. So this goes back to mindset. What I talk about poor people is not like they are poor actually. Yeah. It's the mindset. So you can
the poor mentality.
The poor mentality. That's actually what this book is referring to. Poor people is a poor mindset.
Okay. Good evening to you all in the studio. I love you all. My number 1 channel in Cameroon. I love your program so much. God bless you all. By Mr. Chin, writing from Yaoundé. Thank you very much. We are honored. Greetings from Kumba and Bishop Batelinus. Please, can you people extend the seminar to Kumba? Okay, I'm sure they are going to work on that. This one says, can I have the numbers? Okay, you have the number there. This one says, we are grateful. Hello, Mr. Liu. I love the program and today's focus. I would like to have the contact of the panelist. Samuel is writing from whom about the seminar. How can those far away from Douala, can they have online briefing on WhatsApp or Telegram? You call them, just call them. They are going to tell you how best they can reach out to you. Now, excellent receivers, poor receivers. Okay. 2 mindsets.
Yes, 2 mindsets. The wealthy people, whenever they see an opportunity where they can receive something, their mind automatically opens up to it. They can get humble to the least to receive what they want to receive. But poor people are the most poor people I've seen in my life. Seriously, they're the most poor people. Whenever they see an opportunity for them to receive, I don't know, it's to them, it's as if something automatically happens, that it becomes difficult for them to get it. And now, When we're talking about the wealthy people and their point of receiving, I've already mentioned the fact that they get open-minded. Secondly, that they can get too humble and then do whatever it takes for them to be able to receive what they're expected to receive. But the poor mindset, the poor people, what they do is that even when they're receiving from you who has more, they always want to expect more for the wrong reasons. Like what Mr. Buji said, that the rich people will never get up asking for more money. That's what they will keep receiving, more money. But the poor people, whenever they want to receive, they receive for the wrong reasons. That's the first thing. They want to receive for the wrong reasons, and they are never willing to sacrifice or give out what it takes for them to receive what they're expecting to receive. At the end of the day, they're unable to receive nothing from wherever they are. They cannot receive anything. So if you want to be able to get to the point where your mindset can grow to that of a billionaire, be ready to receive everything with an open heart. Every opportunity you see that you can grab something. This is an opportunity we are presented tomorrow. It's an opportunity to receive. What's the excitement you have about this program? Any person who has the right mindset will be willing to attend a program like this, because they know that it's a point where they'll be able to receive something that can benefit them. But poor people, as they are sitting right now listening to this program, the first question they'll ask is, I'm surprised nobody has sent that text to ask that, how much is the fee? Is it how much, like, to just know the cost or something? But the rich mindset is all about, I want to be there, and that's it.
Okay, I want to be there. Greetings, sir. Love the program. Please kindly get me linked up with the wonderful team. Winston, writing from Bomenda. Winston, you have the number. Good evening, Mr. Leo. The program is so nice. Please ask the panelists when they will have the seminar in Yaoundé. I'm Frederick Ngong, writing from Yaoundé. Frederick, you can call them. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I really love the program. May God bless you all in the studio. Please, for the man number, I need a business orientation. Bertrand is writing from Douala. Bertrand, you have the number there. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Sound brains. A big cuckoo to my little daughter. She has just made me proud. I saw her grow up in Mutengene. I knew she would be a bundle of joy and blessing to impact her generation and beyond. My regards to her. Oscar, writing there. Okay. Many people ask what good can come out of Mutengene.
Something good.
Should I say proud Mutengene? Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. Love your program. Very interesting with amazing ideas. Please, for the ladies' number, Rufin, writing from Bamenda. Rufin, you got it. Good evening to you all. God bless you. God bless you too. Love you all at the studio. God bless you. This is an interesting program and very educative. I have learned lots and believe many other Cameroonians must have done the same. I will do everything possible to be there. By Abdullahi, writing from Yaoundé. Okay, now one last word for the program of tomorrow.
The program of tomorrow is going to definitely change your financial future. That's the first thing I will tell you. And the second thing is that you have to be there and to decide for yourself. It's going to, as we said, it's a gift. We said February, since people are celebrating a lot of love, but what we are going to be doing tomorrow is actually showing you love. And we have a lot of surprises for you, and you just have to be there to receive. God can bless you, but you have to be the right person and do it at the right time. Okay,
Mr. Teke is watching. He sent this message. Let me just get his contribution to the program. We are struggling to get to him live to participate via Skype, but there's some technical issues there. This one says, your thoughts determine your type of idea. Your kind of idea tells your perception about life. Your perception about the world prompts your reason for doing things. Your reason for doing things will define the kind of friends you want to have, your friends, etc. Summarily, the entire thing about success begins from the mind. We all are a sum total of our predominant thoughts. Thoughts generate ideas. Ideas decide perception. Perceptions defines your why, and why reasons helps you select your friends. Okay, Mr. Teke Samuel. He was caught in traffic, and we decided to get him participate from wherever he is through Skype, but it has not been possible. Technical issues. Yes. Your last words, especially concerning tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow I encourage everybody to be there. You need this program. I earlier mentioned that you need to be informed. just come and get informed, and it's going to transform your thoughts. And this is going to help you to do the right investments. And to add to that, that will not be the only program for tomorrow. Watch out for another program on the 10th of April. We're going to be having, this one is going to be a personal development program, purely, not more on investments, just personal development. And you will still be here in Douala.
Okay.
On the 10th of April.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm then Christiana from Ngobo Tombel subdivision. I love your program. God bless you. Sir, thank you very much. Good evening to you in the studio. I am Daddy Prince from Muyuka. Mr. Leo, that program is very educative and inspiring. Actually, prosperity is not an error, neither by luck. It is a calculated team. Okay, thank you very much. Greetings, Mr. Leo. I love the program. More grace to the lady and the man in the studio. Lionel is writing from Manfi. Hello, I'm blessed, sir. Leo, Chris writing from Douala. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I really like your program. May God bless you all. In the studio is Nicole writing from Manfi. Many messages from Manfi this evening. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I love the program. Please, with the number of the panelists. Lionel is writing from Yaoundé. Good evening to you, Lionel. You have the number there. Oops. We are expecting to see them in Manfi too. Okay, we hope they are going to brave the odds to be able to go to Manfi. The messages are just so many. We are not going to read all of them. But please, if you need their numbers, that is okay. Mr. Teke's number is on the screen there. You can call them for further information on what is going to take place out here in Douala tomorrow. But if you can't get to me, I'll still send their numbers. The billionaire mindset, you need to read it. I'm still reading it. I've read it. I need to read it. I'll read it at least 100 times here, so that
so it's
my copy has so many writings and so many pens and everything inside. Like, I've been reading this book like,
okay. We want to say thank you to you, Miss L, and to you, Mr. Buji, and also to you, Mr. Teke. Unfortunately, we were not able to join us, but like we said last week, every Friday, Prime Eye is going to be dedicated to develop us financially and personally. So next Friday, we are going to have another rendezvous to talk on a similar topic. We can only say we are wishing you a wonderful weekend. Thank you to you, Eli and Desmond, and to Noel and Bertrand, and to you, Tabi, Tambe, Bryant. We wish you a speedy recovery. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.